Good Monday morning. It is Tony with Big T Bariatric back at you with another video. Today it is Monday, January 16th. I hope you're having a great day so far. It is Monday, which means it's time for me to put out another video. Before I get started here, I just want to remind everybody, I did my live chat yesterday and I let you guys know as well that we do have some new links in the About section of our page. And if you can go there, you can find the link to our Discord channel. We are finally growing. There's a lot of people who've joined our Discord in the last few days. And really, we're trying to build a community of people who are looking for some support with their weight loss, with their journey, if they need some motivation to exercise. We have all kinds of channels there for every type of diet, every type of exercise. And if there's a channel that you don't see that you would like to see as part of our community, you can request to have it made and we'll make it for you. There's also a channel for requests. If there's something you would like to see me react to, you could go ahead and leave that in that Discord. I do have a new email address. It's bigtbariatric@gmail.com, all one word. There's no spaces in there. There's a link to it also in the About section. Many of you have also asked about sending donations to help support the channel. So there's a link to my PayPal in there as well. You can do that. It's very easy to use. And we also have a Facebook page. So if you want to join our Facebook page, you can connect with me directly there, send me a DM, or I try to post my videos over there as well. So if you don't always remember to get to YouTube to watch my stuff, you can follow along on Facebook and you'll see when I post videos. I am still working on a Twitter and an Instagram, but I had a difficult time figuring that out because for some reason, because I already had accounts there, trying to create a new account with a new email address, it's still sort of connecting me to my old accounts and it's not letting me do it. So I'm having a difficult time getting that done. And one final reminder before I get started with this video, many of you have a difficult time with when I post these reactions. You say that I pause too much and I speak too much. Most of you are great with it. You love my commentary. You have no problems with me doing these videos. But there's a few of you that comment that I talk too much. Just letting you guys know, I have to pause often. We've been working on trying to figure out how much I can talk, how much of the video I should let play before I pause. And it's about 10 to 15 seconds. And so, you know, that's what I have to do in order to not get this channel or this video blocked. So I appreciate your patience when it comes to that. But anyways, what I'm going to react to today is you're costing me my weight loss and ruining everything. So let's get started right now.
Christian and I are headed to see Dr. Now at his clinic. After struggling with the diet some, my plan was to try and work really hard for a few weeks to lose.
That usually doesn't work very well when you struggle, like you have a monthly appointment and you have to go in and see the doctor. Well, they expect you to lose weight consistently throughout that month. You can't do very badly for the first half of the month and then, okay, I'm going to try to do well the second half of the month, because you're probably not going to do very well the second half of the month either. And that's going to not end up well on the scale. You have to be consistent. So if you're going to struggle, I'd say have a cheat day set in as part of your diet. So you can do really well throughout the week. Reward yourself with a cheat meal, maybe on a Friday or during the weekend, and then you can try really hard again during that next week. And so you have consistent weight loss. A single cheat meal, maybe a couple times a month, is not going to derail you at all. So, you know, that's what I would recommend for people who are struggling. So you can allow yourself that indulgence. You can have your cheat meal, but do be consistent the rest of the week and you will have consistent weight loss.
Lose as much as I could, but it hasn't gone exactly as I hoped. It's just been a lot harder. Me and Christian have been fighting a lot.
It can be difficult to be consistent with things when you're just having a difficult time in your relationship. I wouldn't know too much about that because I've never been really in a relationship, but it's easy to blame external factors for your own failing, right? So that's probably what she's doing. She's like, oh, I've been fighting, so emotionally I've been having a difficult time, which has led me to eating more food. But that should have driven her to do even better in her weight loss. Like, I'm not going to let anything get between me and my goals, but the fact that it seems like she's already starting to blame her boyfriend for her failings is a troubling sign.
He's not happy here, and I don't understand why he can't focus on why we're doing this and support me like I need right now. But he finally told me the truth. He never thought I would make it this far. And
That sounds like a very toxic relationship, but I understand being in Kristen's shoes. He's away from his family, he's away from his friends, he's in a brand new place, and he's trying to support you, but you're failing. He didn't think that they would be there this long, that you would fail on your diet. So it sounds like that he doesn't have a lot of faith in you, which is tough. That's really tough to hear. But at the same time, if he doesn't have faith in you, then that really just goes to show that you're really struggling. You're doing bad. Like, he can see you eating. He can see you cheating on your diet. And so he's getting increasingly frustrated with you, seeing that you're not staying on it, and you're just trying to blame him for that.
we'd have to be down here for a year. So he wants to move back, and I feel devastated because it's like he doesn't even care that this is my last chance.
He does care. He's giving you chance after chance after chance. He's still there with you. He moved away from everything to be with you there, but you are consistently failing and blaming him for that.
Maya Radonovich?
At my last doctor's visit, I lost 93 pounds in 2 months.
That's a lot of weight in 2 months. That's really great. She should be proud of that. So it sounds like she is trying. She is working on it. But now she's back to her old eating habits because emotionally she's so wrapped up in what's going on with Christian that she's not losing as much weight now. Or maybe she's gained. I don't know. But it's probably frustrating for Christian to see all this work and hard work, and several months have passed, and then now she's sort of losing control again. And, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I'm trying to jump the gun, I guess. I don't know.
To get down to 596. And when Dr. Now approved me for surgery, he just told me that I needed to keep making good progress, but he didn't give me a goal.
Yeah, good progress. I guess, Dr. Now will ask you to, give you a few months to lose a certain amount of weight and get you to a certain number. My weight loss surgery surgeon wanted me to get below that 600-pound mark, but they were willing to work with me however long it took me to get there. But Dr. Now is less willing to let you get there. Like, he'll give you a few extra chances, but at some point, if he realizes it's not going to happen, it's just too much, you're unwilling to stick with it, he will cancel your surgery and you'll be out of luck. I mean, you have to find a new doctor. But I don't see how this is her last chance, though. Like, if she fails, he might cancel her surgery, but he'll say, okay, I'll give you another weight loss goal. So you have to prove you're willing to stick with it. And so if she's showing here that she's emotionally losing it because she's fighting with her boyfriend, and so she's gone back to her old eating habits, of course she's going to say, you know what, you're not ready for surgery, because it's any emotional problems you're going to have, you're just going to run back to food. And so you can do that even after weight loss surgery. You can stretch your stomach back out. You can harm yourself that way. So if she's proving to be an emotional eater and she can't get control when things are going bad in her life, well, he's not going to find her as a good candidate for weight loss surgery.
So I really hope I've done that. But I am so scared to find out.
587. Yeah, 9 pounds is not good weight loss with Dr. Now. Maybe at my clinic, as long as I lost 2 pounds a month, they were happy with that and they accepted that. Losing 2 pounds a month is nothing. Like, I can do that in a day, just going strict, But if you're gaining weight a lot of the month and then you try to lose it the last half of the month, like she was saying, hey, I did good at first, and then the last few weeks I just really been struggling. Dr. Now is going to see that 9 pounds as a failure, and he's probably going to cancel her surgery or say, all right, we'll give you a few more months, something like that.
At least it's a loss.
Yeah, 102 pounds in 3 months is not bad at all. I would be very happy with that. I seem to be moving very slowly right now. This last month was a lot faster than the previous 2 months. But somebody was telling me that they lost 80 pounds in the 3 months, and I had only lost 40 something. So I feel like I was maybe doing something wrong. I wasn't eating the right foods or something. But everybody's different. Everybody has stalls and weight gains, and they start working out and building muscle, and so that kind of cancels out. If you're losing fat but gaining muscle, it kind of does different things. So there's all kinds of excuses that I can use to why the scale slowed down. But Dr. Now is not going to be happy. I would be happy with that. I would still consider her for weight loss surgery. But again, if she really slowed down because of fighting with Christian, then you might find that as a concern and not want to continue with her surgery.
But it's not anywhere near what I was doing. So I don't know if this is going to be enough for Dr. Now or not. But despite all I'm going through and the stress of everything, I've still made some progress.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. You made some progress. You had a little bit of a slip up. So if I was Dr. Now, I wouldn't have been so strict about that. You still lost over 100 pounds. You're doing great. You had a little bit of a slip up. But to him, again, as I said before, he might find that as a dangerous proposition to continue with surgery if she is finding herself emotionally compromised and running back to food. So she might need some psychological counseling or a therapist, something like that, to help her work through some of that. Or else you're more likely after surgery, again, to run to food when you're going through a difficult emotional situation.
So I feel like this should be enough to show Dr. Now that I'm ready to get surgery.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Now. Welcome to the room.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. But why? You were concerned you weren't doing so well, and that your weight loss might have slipped because of how you have been struggling.
Yeah, Dr. Now is not too happy with her about that. And so he asked her to come in right away. Like, you need to come in. We need to weigh you. We need to see what you're doing because this is not right. Instead of wasting the entire month, we need you to come in now. We need to figure this out and see where you're going. And of course, he's not going to be happy with that at all.
And that looks to be exactly the case. You're down to 587 today. So in 1 month, you only lost 9 pounds. Mm-hmm. So you have gone right back to your old ways. So what?
I wouldn't say that that's fair, Dr. Now. I mean, you're the doctor. I'm not a doctor. But let's see, that's 3 pounds a week. Of course, she said she did well, or she didn't do well, and then she started doing well. So who knows, how that really transpired. But 3 pounds a week, even though you could lose a lot more, like, that's not terrible. On average, the average person could lose 1 to 2 pounds a week at a healthy rate. So losing 9 pounds in a month shouldn't be that bad. Of course, if I saw a 9-pound weight loss, I would think I was failing because I'm a lot bigger. And so, in Dr. Now's mind, again, he might not just be happy with that number.
What happened?
It's just been a really hard time. Christian and I have been fighting a lot, and getting down here, driving, was just really stressful. But I've been trying to eat as healthy as I can.
Yeah, that drive down to Houston is going to be stressful. So, again, she's really proving that she's unable to stick with her diet when things are emotionally compromised. So any amount of stress in her life, moving down to Texas, that's always an excuse for the people on the show. They always say, oh, we moved down here. That's a lot of stress. And it's like, really, that's that much stress that you're going to give up on your diet plan? You've already seen Dr. Now. He already knows what you weigh. You're in the program. You can't keep up with your diet while you're moving down to Houston. Like that one video of the lady and her husband who was like, we don't have any pots and pans, so we've been ordering out a lot. Well, as much food as you've been ordering for several days, using your move as an excuse to continue your bad eating habits, you could have bought a set of pots and pans for cheap and started and continued to eat healthy and stick with your diet. So they often use moving to Houston and the stresses involved with that as an excuse to keep eating and to do bad on their diet. But really, there's no excuse with Dr. Now. There's no excuse good enough. Even when people have lost family members, they're like, I'm sorry that you lost your mom, but that's not an excuse to keep eating badly. So a lot of these people are showing their emotional connection to food, that anytime something bad happens, they run right back to food. And so that's what I think the show needs to do better to fix. Even though he offers them an opportunity to see a therapist or whoever to help them out with their emotional eating, it's like I think there needs to be a greater awareness about that.
Well, I understand things are hard, but if you use that as an excuse to overeat, then you're never going to lose weight because life gets hard.
Exactly. Life is always going to be hard. And so if you always run towards food when you're having a difficult time emotionally, well, life is always going to be hard. You're always going to face difficult times and circumstances. So you're always going to run towards food. That's always going to be your go-to. It's like with any addiction. And I tell people this all the time. It's like if you have an addiction and you need to run to that addiction, and then you say, "Oh, I'm not addicted to this." Well, that's proof that you are. It's proof that you're addicted to it because you keep running to it to make you feel better whenever anything goes bad in your life. And so try to find healthier outlets for that. It's okay to have a difficult time emotionally, to have a big struggle in your life. Like if you're fighting with your significant other, or you lose the loved one or something like that, and you're really going through a difficult time, don't run towards your addiction that's going to kill you. Try to find a healthy outlet for that, a creative outlet. For me, I started making YouTube videos, and that's really taken off and doing great. For you, you might become an artist. You might write a book. You might want to, take that vacation, do something, find a better outlet for your emotional difficulty. Write some songs. A lot of people become songwriters because they go through a breakup or a terrible time and they find a creative way to get rid of that emotional pent up stuff. So find a creative outlet, start a new hobby, do things like that. Don't run to your addiction, which is just going to kill you.
So, as sympathetic as I am to that, it's still no excuse. So, at this time, I'm canceling your weight loss surgery.
Yeah, Doctor Now says there's no excuse. There's no excuse you can bring to him as to why you're struggling on your diet. Again, even people who've said they lost their mom or something like that, he said, I'm sorry, I'm sympathetic, but there's no excuse. He doesn't take no crap from anybody. So the fact that he's canceling her weight loss surgery over a 9-pound loss, I guess he was expecting her to lose another 40, 50 pounds. It just shows how tough he is and how much he expects from his patients. And on one hand, as a human being who struggled with my diet, I think that's unfair, but at the same time, he's doing them a favor by not giving them weight loss surgery when they can damage or even kill themselves after surgery by running back to food. So, weight loss surgery is a tool. It's not a magic cure. You still have to do a lot of work before and after surgery to maintain healthy eating habits. And if you prove that you cannot do that, if you're still going to be emotionally connected to food, it's not worth getting weight loss surgery and killing yourself over.
Surgery. But if you want to show me that you're not going to make any more excuses and you're ready to work hard again, then I want you to lose 50 pounds over the next month.
So yeah, that's the goal that is given her, is 50 pounds in a month. And it's doable. I've never done it though. I haven't lost that much weight in a month this entire time I've dieted, and I felt like maybe it's my fault because he's given them those goals, but I don't stick with it. Maybe because I do allow myself that cheat weekend or something like that. I cheated over this past weekend. I wouldn't call it a cheat, but I went to my buddy's house. I had he made some bacon wrapped tater tots, and we had some chip and dip and stuff like that. And I had a little bit of it, so I cheated in terms of eating carbs because during the whole week I am very strict. I have no carbs whatsoever. I have like 2 eggs with some mushrooms and onion, and then for dinner I'll have a hamburger patty, and that's what I eat with 3 protein shakes. And so if I'm eating that throughout the week, very, very strict, and then on the weekend, if I go to my friend's house, we have a few extra things, some carbs and stuff like that, and I'll gain like 5 pounds of water weight, and then 3 days later I'll lose it, and I'm back on track. So me stepping on the scale, it really depends on when I step on that scale. Do I step on it when I'm doing well on my diet, or do I step on it after I gain a few pounds of water weight? So I don't actually know what I weigh right now because it goes up and down all the time. But yeah, it's just one of those things that he's not going to allow you to have excuses, and I need to do better myself. And so I'm thankful for you guys who are joining our community, and hopefully you can help me keep giving me support so that I will keep going. I also need to get back on the exercise bike. I haven't done that in a long time. Um, it seems like at New Year's I stopped doing it. I was really good at it throughout December, doing it regularly, proud of myself for working out. And then once New Year's hit, it's like I stopped doing it. My body got really, really sore as I've been losing weight. My back has been hurting me and stuff like that. So I haven't been working out as much. So I need to get back into doing that and burning some more calories. But yeah, anyways, let's continue.
Okay.
If you do that, I'll approve you again and we will move ahead. But at this point, with how you justify your lack of progress, you're no longer in a good place to do that.
Yeah, he's, as I was saying before, if you run back to food, run back to your addiction, you're proving you're not a good candidate for weight loss surgery. As long as I got below a certain mark, like my dietitian didn't say I want you to lose 50 pounds in a month or 100 pounds in 2 months or anything like that. He's like, get below 600 pounds and we'll do your surgery. So however long it took me to get there is however long it took me to get there. And so, I thought that it was easier on me, and I did meet with a psychologist because you have to get approved. You have to get a psych evaluation before weight loss surgery to show that you're not going to run back to food. But you can BS your way through that psych eval. Many people do before weight loss surgery, and then they end up gaining the weight back or injuring themselves by eating too much too fast or something like that. So it's just a part of the process. You got to learn healthier eating habits.
Got it? You're gonna keep working to change that?
Yes.
I hope so. And I hope you're getting all the support you need from Christian. How about it? Are you there for her, Christian?
He's here.
She answered for him, and he's just he's like stoned or something, just staring off into space. And she's like, he's here, and he's like, come on, really? He does not look like he's happy at all that he has to be there another month. And it's like, I've been here long enough already, and you're making me stay another month. I don't see this relationship lasting.
I'd rather hear from him. You don't want to answer my question, huh? All right, it looked like you both have a lot to figure out.
That's pretty rude. I mean, I know you're upset. You're upset, and you have to stay another month. But come on, Doctor Now is trying to help. He's probably mad at Doctor Now too. That just gave her the surgery already. Let's get out of here. Let's get gone with this. And and the fact that he is holding her accountable. Christian's probably upset with that too, because it's like another month here in Houston. Come on, I'm ready to go home. What are you doing?
If you're gonna get back on track, Maya, and I suggest you to take this far more seriously because you are at the crossroads, and how you handle it all right now will determine the course of rest of your life.
That's true. You're often at a crossroads every single day of your life. When you wake up in the morning, which road am I going to take? Am I going to do well and stick with my diet? Or am I going to go off the rails today? So you're often at a crossroad with every decision that you make when you're on this journey. Okay, I can eat those donuts that are sitting right there in front of my face. I can decide to do well and say no to those donuts. So if you decide to take the wrong road, you're taking that road, and that's going to lead you down to binge city. I'm telling you, once you have that taste of sugar, then you justify other. Well, I already failed today. I had that donut at work. I had that donut at school or whatever. So I guess I can fail the rest of the day, and tomorrow I'll start over. And so that's how it works psychologically. It's like once you take that bad road, you're on that road, and you're going to keep taking that road down to destruction if it'll take you down that way. So next time you come to that crossroad, make the better decision. And it's harder to make that decision because it's like every opportunity you have to cheat, it's going to be hard to say no to that opportunity. But keep taking the good road. Keep saying no. Don't allow yourself to go down the bad road. Because again, once you're on there, it's hard to escape it.
Any questions? All right, I hope to see you both in a month. And 50 pounds lighter, Maya.
Okay.
If you need anything before,
I'd be kind of devastated if he put a 50-pound weight limit on me. But it's doable, but that gives no wiggle room for cheating. So even though I allow myself that indulgence on the weekends, I'll eat a few more carbs or whatever, like maybe I shouldn't allow myself. Maybe I should decide that I'm gonna not do that and see if I can lose 50 pounds in a month and make that my goal. At my size, I should be able to do it. Um, so I think that that's what I'm going to do on the 18th is my weigh-in. It'll be 3 months since my surgery. And then when I have my 4th month weigh-in, I'm going to make it my goal to see if I can lose 50 pounds in a month, not cheating, not indulging in carbs, sticking strict with 1,200 calories or less, and see what happens. I got to make sure I drink a lot of water because I find out I gain more water weight too when I drink less water because my body holds on to that water instead of releasing it. But when I keep drinking plenty of water, my body releases that water. So we'll see what happens. But I think I'm going to make that my goal is to see if I can do that. I might make a video with that and see how it goes if I can lose 50 pounds in a month. So let's see if I can do it. Again, my goal before my birthday is February 27th, is to get into the 400s. So, if I can at least lose that last however many pounds, I'll see what it is here on the 18th. But if I can get below 400 by my birthday, that's my main goal. But if I can lose 50 pounds in a month, I'll see if I can do that.
then let me know.
Thank you.
All right. I'm very disappointed that Maya fell back into her old habits and that she's back to using food to cope with her emotions.
That's exactly what I've been saying, that, fell right back into food to cope with her emotions. And that's a dangerous place to be, especially if you're on a weight loss journey, because you can't do that after surgery. So you need to work that out before surgery. If you're trying to get on a diet and you know you're an emotional eater, you should get help with that before you start a diet, or you're just going to end up failing. And when you fail on your diet, you end up just giving up on that diet. That's why so many people fail. Like, you can lose weight on any diet out there. Slim Fast, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Keto, Mediterranean, whatever diet that you have, as long as there's a caloric deficit, you can lose weight on it, but you have to maintain. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep up with it. And if you keep running back to food because emotionally you're just connected to it, food is your comfort, food is your sex, food is your everything, well, you're going to have a difficult time getting rid of that in your life. So maybe you should consider seeing a therapist or something like that to work out that emotional eating before you embark on a weight loss journey, or else you're just going to keep failing.
So quickly. And after doing so well, it's clear she's struggling with a number of things right now. But I think the issues between her and Christian are what's affecting her the most.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that he's not there for her, and he's probably looking like he's about to leave her, is a good sign that this is a toxic relationship that should just end. And it might be bad for her on her end because she doesn't want him to leave, but he wants to be gone. So she needs to start preparing herself for the fact that he's not going to be there to support her or help her. I mean, if he's going to be rude enough to not even answer Dr. Now when asked if he's going to be there to support her, that says a lot. That shows he's not planning on being there, that he's not planning on supporting her, that he's just done with the entire situation. And, that says a lot right there. So she needs to prepare herself for that and continue on the diet regardless of what happens with her relationship. Like, she needs to put the diet first. Like, if you're in that situation, unless you're in a married or a seriously committed relationship, like, you should not put your relationship or anything over your weight loss. That should be your number one priority in life, is getting that health, getting that weight loss, getting yourself in a better position so you can move forward. And if there's somebody in your life who's not going to support you, they don't deserve to be in your life. You don't need an enabler. You don't need somebody who's going to try to keep you fat. You don't need somebody who's not going to show love and support to you when you're trying to get healthy. So if there's somebody in your life that you have a toxic relationship with, cut that off before going on a weight loss program. Get it out of your life. Get all the bad stuff, the bad people who don't belong, the people who aren't going to support you, who aren't going to love you. Get them out of there. Get them out of the picture. They don't deserve to be in your life. You need to focus on you and your health and make that your priority over everything else. You need to do it for your kids. If you have a good, loving spouse and they are taking care of you and willing to help you out, do it for them as well. But you need to do it for yourself. Because if you find yourself in a position like some of these people that they are abusing their kids, they can't even take care of their kids because of whatever situation that they're in, like that's a horrible place to be. That's bad for your kids. They're going to grow up taking care of you instead of you taking care of them. And you put your food addiction above everything else. So you need to stop. You need to take time to get through that mentally so that you can be successful for your family and for yourself, or else you're not going to live very much longer.
He's clearly not very engaged and seems to have no desire to be here with her right now. So the relationship is extremely strained.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to last very much longer. He is checked out. He's done. Time to move on. He probably wants to move back home.
But as hard as that may be for her, Maya is going to have to make a choice. Whether she's going to do what she needs to continue moving forward, no matter what happens in her life.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like, are you going to stick with it no matter what? Like, she needs to put her weight loss over Christian, because obviously Christian is not putting her first. He's putting himself first. So, you know, a relationship is at its end when somebody decides that they're going to be selfish. That's usually what ends most relationships, is people deciding to be selfish. Like when you're in a relationship and you're in love with one another, you take care of each other and you want to make each other happy and you give and you support and you love. But a relationship usually ends when somebody decides to be selfish. They're like, I'm not getting what I need, so I'm going to go find that somewhere else. And then you decide to be selfish and you start taking care of yourself instead of taking care of the other person. So that's when you know the relationship is starting to end, is when one member starts being selfish over the other.
And how she chooses to respond will determine how she comes out on the other end of this.
I have to lose more weight now.
You always had to lose more weight, Maya, so I don't know why you're like, oh, I have to lose more weight now. You knew that before you went in there. Like, you're the one who's screwing this thing up by, you know, not keeping up with your diet and blaming everybody else for your failures.
And now I have a whole nother month of I have to do. This is your fault.
This is your fault. I mean, I understand he's checked out, he's done with the relationship, but he's not putting food in your mouth. He's not feeding you. He's not the one who decided that they were going to cheat on their diet because the relationship is strained. Like, there's times where I blamed my enablers, like, this person has just continued to not help me out. They keep giving me the bad foods and stuff like that. But I just stopped doing that like a year ago. I just realized that it's all me, 100%. It's my fault because I chose to eat that. I chose to buy that. I chose that we were going to have that for dinner. Like, I'm 100% responsible for what I put in my body, not my enablers, not anybody else. And so when you're on this program, you do have to work on changing your enablers. You have to sit down and say, hey, you know what? You've been enabling me. You've given me everything that I wanted, but I really, really want to change, and I need your help. So stop enabling me. Help encourage me. Help me eat the right foods. And you'll find people are more willing to help you out when you want to make that decision. But a lot of the times it's the people around you that want you to change, and you don't change because you really don't want to in your heart. But you try to do it for them. You do it because you realize, oh, maybe I need to do it, but you're really not fully into it. So, but at the end of the day, you are 100% responsible for what you eat, what you buy, what you put into your mouth. Not your enablers, not anybody else. It's 100% you. So why she's blaming Christian because the relationship is strained? I don't understand. Maybe this is an insight into Mia's personality that shows a deeper reason why he's done with the relationship. Maybe she's the toxic one, and he's just done with it.
Oh, you haven't lost that much. Yeah. Because of the stress of you treating me like this. I'm about to melt down.
That's what happens, right? Like, it's always somebody else's fault. Just like the fat positivity people, they blame everybody else. They blame the culture. They blame fat phobia. They blame everything else but themselves and the way that they're eating. And the same way here, when you're super big and you're failing, you're going to blame other people. You're going to blame your enablers. You have a plethora of excuses to use as to why you're not doing well. When really it boils down to you just ate the wrong foods and you decided to indulge instead of sticking with your diet. It's not Christian's fault that she failed.
Doctor now asked you a simple question.
I've answered questions in the past. I can take a day off.
I hate you for doing this to me.
What? I hate you for doing this to me. He didn't do nothing to you. I mean, yeah, the relationship's over. It's severed right here. I would walk out the door right now if I was Christian. But I hate you for doing this to me? Really? I hate you for doing this to me. That's her response. Like, again, I understand being frustrated that he is sort of checked out and doesn't want to support anymore, but you hate him? He moved down to Houston for you. He was trying to be as supportive as possible. But I understand why he's checked out now, because she's probably been acting like this the entire time. And it's sad, really. It's really, really sad that she's going to blame him for her failings. I can't stand people like this.
Christian, why can't you just answer the questions? Oh, you're costing me my weight loss surgery and you're ruining everything!
Oh, man. Christian's sitting there like, I've heard this all before. Like, typical Mia is coming out. He's coming out of the woodwork now. You get to see what I've been dealing with this entire time since we moved down here, since our relationship started. You can see why I'm checked out and I'm done with this. Like, she's going to blame her failings on everybody else around her, her situation, her bad relationship. She's going to take it out on everything. And the fact that she's absolutely screaming at him is just, it goes to show how bad emotionally she is right now. Like, she needs to get that fixed if she's going to lose weight. You know, it's not a healthy situation. And if Christian wasn't there, she'd be blaming her mom. She'd be blaming somebody else. She'd blame her loneliness. She would blame that she had a bad day at work or whatever. She's going to find any excuse to blame other people for her failings, and it's really sad.
No.
Damn it, Christian, stop! Stop!
I mean, why are you breaking down that bad over another month? Again, you know, there was months where I didn't do so well. I stepped on that scale and maybe I just lost that 2 pounds. Maybe I gained and okay, there's another month. And it's frustrating. It is, but to be blowing up that much over it's just another month. All right, you're proving that you need to put some more work into it. You need to put more effort into it. You need some counseling. You need something. There's something there that's not right. And so to take another month to figure out what that is and to get things going in the right direction, that's not a big deal. I mean, Dr. Now, yeah, he's frustrated with you, but he's giving you another chance. So you should talk to him. Like he always says, call the office if you need anything. Tell him you're struggling emotionally. Ask him to help you out. Find some counseling for you, something. Don't just blow up and blame it on everybody else.
I'll answer questions on another day, but I just
No.
I have the right to not.
No, you do not have the right when it comes to my life!
It's his life too. It's not just your life, Mia. Yeah, I'm really starting to see why this relationship is over. If you didn't want to answer questions, I personally felt that it was rude to not answer Dr. Now's questions. But at the same time, it's like her saying you don't have a right to not do that because it's her life. It's like it's his life too. He moved all the way down here to support you. And you treating him like garbage is why he's suddenly disconnecting. Like he wants nothing to do with you and your toxic behavior. And then the fact that you keep screaming at him and blaming him, I can see why he wants his way out the door. This is not a relationship that's going to survive. It's done. It's throw it in the oven. Or throw it in the trash. It's it's gone. It's overcooked. It's done.
Mom, Christian everything up at the doctor's office.
How did he screw it up at the doctor's office? It was her failing to lose weight that screwed it up. Him not answering a question is not what made it be an extra month. It's all 100% your fault, Mia. Not his fault. Why are you screaming and telling your mom, running to your mom, Mom, Christian screwed everything up at the doctor's office? How? Just because you didn't answer a question? You screwed that up, Mia.
No, Mom!
She's throwing a fit. Mom! What is wrong with you, Mia? You're a grown woman. You gotta run to your mommy? Like, what is she gonna do? Like, he's done, he's moving on. You ruined this, Mia. You ruined your relationship. He did everything he can to accommodate you. He moved down to Houston, and look at how you're treating him. And now you're screaming on the phone to your mom, blaming him for your failings. She is not an emotionally happy or healthy person whatsoever. And she's not going to lose the weight until she learns that.
Mom! I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He's with my life. Yes.
He's messing with your life. You're messing with your life, Mia. That's not him. You're a bat crazy person. I'm telling you, man. You are a piece of work. You need some help. You need some serious help. I could see why Christian's done. It's very hard, too, sometimes to realize that you need help and to admit that. But if she were able to look back on this episode, I think she was one of the people who sued the show because it really showed her bad side. I did a video on stars from My 600 Pound Life who sued the show, and she was one of them. And so I think just, again, she's blaming the show for showing her bad side and people thinking less of her because of it, when it's her behavior. She's going to look for any excuse to blame others.
Yes, Mom, Yes, here, my mom wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you.
Talk to my mom, Christian, please.
Sometimes having somebody else in the conversation can help bring some clarity. But of course, her mom is with her 100%, and so she's going to try to, again, maybe blame him. I hope not. But hopefully she can bring some clarity to the situation. We'll see what happens.
No.
Please talk to my mom. Christian, Mom, it's on speakerphone. Do not hang up on my mom.
He's gonna hang up the phone on her. That's a pimp move right there, Christian. But yeah, I mean, Christian is done with the whole thing. He does not want to talk to the mom. He's done. But the way she got defensive there, do not hang up on my mom. You expect him to respect you and respect your mom, but you're not respecting him right now. You're blaming him for screwing the whole thing up.
Okay.
I don't see why we're having issues now. I know you've gone way above and beyond, and I know living with Maya, I'm sure it's not easy.
So at least the mom gives him some credit for going above and beyond to help Mia out, to move to Houston, to do what he needs to do to help her lose weight. And living with Maya obviously is not easy. And so he's just fed up with it. So for her to say, I don't know what's going on, what's wrong now, what are you doing? It's like, seriously, you know living with your daughter is not easy, that she is a piece of work. She's an emotional wreck. She's blaming him for everything. It's like, If I was her, I would say, run, Christian, run. Run away as fast as you can.
But if you could just cooperate a little bit longer, I don't see how it's going to hurt you.
It's obviously hurting him. It's obvious that he is in a lot of pain, being treated this way, being blamed. He's done. He wants to move back home. He does not have an ounce left to give to Maya. He's given her everything, changed his whole life around for her. And he's done. He's out the door. I'm just going to check and see if I'm still in the frame here. Yeah, I keep moving. Like, I'm still having a lower back pain, so I keep shifting and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's like, do not keep him in a situation he does not want to be in. She needs to live on her own for a little bit and stop relying on other people. She needs to figure this out on her own, because apparently she's driving everybody else out of her life. She's burning bridges, and I've been there before. Like, you get to a point where you're beyond help, and you start burning your bridges with people, and they're going to leave you. So you need to get that help. You need to figure that out. You need to grow up and mature. I had to do that, and I'm 110 times % better than I was just like 5 years ago. I'm a completely changed person because I realized I needed to mature. I needed to grow up. Like, you need to realize that, and you need to start making better decisions for your life. This relationship is over. You need to move on, Mia. You can't force him to stay there against his will.
And it will benefit her. And as a person, wouldn't you help somebody on the street?
Not to this level. Not moving your entire life to help somebody out on the street. Like, there's no connection left with him and Maya. Like, it's done. He's done. This relationship is cooked. Like, you wouldn't help somebody on the street to that level. So, you know, why are you going to stay and live in Houston?
Nope. Nobody helped me when I was on the street. You gotta do it on your own.
I understand if you don't want to continue.
Yeah, in some circumstances, you're going to have to tell somebody, hey, you're going to have to do this on your own. I've helped you out. I've given you everything I can. Now it's your turn. You got to do your part. It's not all going to be me giving up everything for you. You got to do your part.
With the relationship, but if you could just get her through until she has her surgery date.
No.
Okay, if you're done with the relationship, that's okay. But if you can stay there and get her through her surgery date, it's like, why would you stay if the relationship is over? Why are you telling him that he needs to stay if the relationship is over? He's clearly said, I'm done. I'm out the door. But the mom is like, why don't you just stay a little bit longer? You can stay, just even if the relationship is over. Like, really? Why would you expect him to stay? What is in it for him anymore? Especially if she's going to continue to treat him that way, even if the relationship is over. Like, this is just beyond ridiculous now at this point.
This is quite nice.
It's your fault. You've done this, Christian. Nobody else.
You've done this and nobody else. Really? Oh, man, she is delusional. Delusional. The amount of crazy in this lady. You've done this and nobody else. She's absolutely refusing to see herself as being part of the problem at all. It's all 100% Christian. Ah, I could not be in a relationship like this. I'm the type of person that if I make a mistake, I'm willing to admit it. I could not be in a relationship with somebody whose ego is so strong that they could absolutely refuse to see that their part in it. Usually if there's a breakdown in communication or something like that, both parties are involved in that. It's not just one person. But I guess you can be in a situation where you try and you try and you try and you give your all to help somebody and they just keep blaming you and it's always your fault and you're the problem. And in that situation, the relationship is just done. Like, there's nothing else you can give. So Christian needs to run.
Maya, you need to be quiet.
You know what? Whatever.
I can't believe you're doing this to me, Christian!
Oh, man. I'm going to have to check up on this and see if he did leave and if she was able to lose the weight. That's just a bad situation all around, and I don't blame Christian one bit for leaving. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe, please comment, please like. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. I'm starting to put up 2 videos a day now. So 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. So look forward to the next video. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but I'm starting a new series. I'll probably at least once a week put out a new diet, such as the pros and cons of the keto diet. And another one I'm going to do is pros and cons of Weight Watchers, different diets that I've tried. So I'm going to share my perspective on these diets and the pros and cons, because every diet does have a pro and a con. And I believe that if you're going to embark on a new lifestyle change, you got to educate yourself. You got to know what you're getting into, the pros and the cons, and whether or not you'll be able to maintain that diet. So anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you this evening. God bless you.